Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Tia Kansara. I'm the Director of Replenish Earth Ltd and also Kansara Hackney Ltd. I work to understand the global commons and to give an economic and environmental research available for as many people as possible. I feel that some of the biggest challenges and opportunities in the context of Indian cities are wide-ranging. They're sort of time-related, so some are sort of short to medium to long term. Others are sort of resource-related, those that do have certain resources. Maybe some cities have very specific resources that are available to them. Perhaps it's an intelligence, an expertise perhaps of actually designing cities in very specific ways. But I think on a very deep level, the biggest challenge of all is the mindset of people towards how a city is. I think for a really long time there has been a very specific idea of what a city can be. I think the challenge is in bringing in a variety, a diversity in thinking when it comes to an ecosystem. How far is the ecosystem reaching out? And I think maybe about 300-400 years ago it was very difficult for a city to take bananas from Africa. Today it's very easy for a country, actually 97% of the bananas are coming from West African countries, and it's very difficult to assume that one day if there were any kind of a fever for a germ or a pest that created a problem for the banana industry, that all of the bananas in that one specific range, in that one specific genetic code would actually be completely wiped out. So actually by having a large globalized ecosystem, what we end up doing is taking bits and bobs from other places and actually creating a dependency on these resources from around the world. I think an opportunity for us is to look at cities in a way of replenishing not only ourselves but also the ecosystem. Replenish is about living in harmony with nature, and to live so that you're giving more than you're taking. Assume that you're actually going to be creating an existence and lifestyle for yourself. Now, if your lifestyle is only dependent on the ecosystem surrounding that city, let's say the periphery of the city actually creates the resources that are needed for that city, for that climate, for that lifestyle, then you become independent of needing bananas that come and travel from the other side of the world. And I think this is a challenge, I think, for a lot of Indian cities that depend on resources that don't come from within the country. So it's about creating opportunities for a variety of innovation, ideating what an environment to live in can be. It doesn't necessarily have to be a city environment. It doesn't necessarily have to be designed for cars, let's say, but it's an environment that allows for people to come together, to join, to create community, to build a sense of community, and to allow for young generations to actually have a place in it. I think urban resilience across the world means very different things in the context of different cities, in different countries and cultures. For example, with resilience in, say, East Africa, where there is beautiful nature, it's a very different context to, say, Gujarat in India, which is very arid. And I think the resilience factors, let's say, for New York, where there could be a freak storm that for a whole week could put out a whole city. That is quite surprising. It's climate related, and I think the resilience that is required across the world in urban environments is dependent on the environment, climate change, as well as the way that we govern our environments as well.